Good morning.
Good morning, Anne. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning, Lynn. Good morning, everybody out there.
Yes, those in chat. Do you want to tell us who's in chat today, Anne?
Sure. Let me
All
get over there
right.
to it.
I know. It's
Well, you know
wonderful.
who our first one is.
Yes.
Yes, the Major.
Major was here
Again.
first. Yeah.
Again. Are you
Are we
ready?
ready? Hold
Mhm.
on. Okay. Ready.
Salute.
Salute. All right. Major was here.
We have Major.
Tiffany,
Canadian Family Live.
Tiffany was here for a
Mm-hmm.
second.
Grace and Fire.
Oh, I missed Grace and Fire. I apologize, Glinda. I missed you. I
Well,
would have put hi, Glinda, but I missed you. There you
she's
are.
lurking. She's
Yeah.
lurking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you, Glinda.
And we have Jesse and
Lynn.
Lisa from
Yes. Basic days.
Lazy Days Ahead. Joe Fixit's in the house.
He's in the house.
Joe Fixit.
And then we had
Broken Heart Ministries. Gail,
yeah.
who is our guest this morning. And we will be back with her in a minute. Suzanne Goulet.
Goulet is
She's
here.
there over on Gail's. Troy Sutton. Hey, hey.
Hey, Troy. And Jamie's Country Living.
And BNUS Odyssey.
Oh, yes. Yes. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go back.
Welcome.
Okay.
Oh, and the Bladinator is here. Bladinator. Hi, girls. Yep, that's what they're saying.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Blad. Oh, looky there.
Yeah. Yeah, there.
Ooh. Hello to you.
Good morning to you too.
Yeah. And so that looks like the Bladonator rounded it out.
Yes. And we sure others are going to join in chat and join us today because we have a wonderful guest and we're just looking forward to what Gail is going to share with us today. But speaking of today, would you like me to go ahead and tell everyone what today, some of today's holidays?
Yes.
Okay. It's National Name Your Car Day.
Oh, I've had a Betsy. Have you had a Betsy?
I just say, hi, girl. I pat her when something good, I go, that's a good girl. Although naming your vehicle isn't something that's universally done, this holiday aims to correct that little oversight. This holiday is called National Name Your Car Day, and it's a holiday that encourages everyone to take time out of their day to give their car a name.
Well, I named mine Betsy. I've had several Betsies. This is probably Betsy 10. I don't know. And we'll say good morning to Kimberly. She popped in. Good morning. Okay, and what else you got there, Lynn?
This is a good one. I like it. Coffee with a cop day. It's observed, right? Yeah, with a police officer. I like that better.
I like that too.
Yes, it's observed on the first Wednesday of October, and it says it serves as a heartwarming reminder of the power of community engagement and the importance of building positive relationships between law enforcement and the communities that they serve.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Isn't that something? Just thinking offhand, I think, of course, it's old movies from the 40s, and I think mainly the 40s. The police in New York, they would appear to have a beat. A beat.
Yeah, they had a beat that.
And they took care of so many. I mean, according to movies,
blocks.
Took care of so many blocks, right?
Right.
And, they really got to know. According to the movies, they got to know the communities, and I imagine there's a little truth in there.
Yeah.
And lastly, I want to say this is not my favorite vegetable. I think, yeah, it'd be a vegetable. Okay, it's National Kale Day. Kale, kale. And in our family, I know there's someone in our family who loves kale, eats kale, and that is tortoise. We have a tortoise.
Oh, the tortoise.
The tortoise likes kale. Yes.
Yeah, that's my grand tortoise.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and okay, Bladnader says celebrating the reunification of Germany in 19 by David Hasselhoff. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Here's
Okay.
Goofy. That's
You know,
hilarious.
Speaking of Hasselhoff, I think he was really big in Europe. His music was really big.
Yeah.
I think he was a hit. I could say Japan. I'm not sure about that one, but I think he was a real hit overseas.
So there's some like that. They just go overseas and do so much better.
Oh,
Which,
yeah. After
I mean,
Baywatch.
I probably would not have gone to a concert if he'd had one here.
Right.
You know, time and a place.
But Germany loves him, so
yeah,
good.
that's
yeah.
Wow. I wish him well, but yeah. Well, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Let's go ahead and bring in, and she's been on our channel before. She is home to several channels and doing well, very well. And but today we're talking with Gail, and here she comes.
All right.
Hi, Gail.
Well, hi guys.
Broken Hearts Ministry. And so we're just going to let Gail take it away and tell everybody all about it.
Could we do one thing first? Could we?
Sure. Oh, sure. Well, yes. I'm clinking in with a bottle of water.
Okay. Gail, do you have anything to
okay.
Okay, there we go. Clink, 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 clink. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And I want to remind you, get your snacks ready. Get your snacks ready at the half hour.
Okay.
We remembered that at the very last minute.
Yeah.
Bring a snack. Yeah. So Broken Hearts Ministry was named after my mom named the channel and the ministry, Broken Hearts Ministry, after the homeless ministry that her and I started. And the ministry is named after my older sister, Gretchen. And if I start way back in the beginning, my father was an alcoholic, and so there was some turmoil in our house. And my older sister took a lot of this stuff to heart. She got a lot of the punishment. Even though I would maybe go with her to get in trouble, she would get in trouble more than me. And she took it very hard, and she was always kind of like, I don't know, always getting into trouble, very rebellious, even like in high school and stuff. But we had a very close relationship from, pretty much our whole lives, until I moved. She had moved over to Dallas, and she had some troubles, mostly at that time with alcohol. And she had some trouble with the law. And she had been living with a man, and I don't know if he kicked her out or if she left, but so she had a court case to go to, because she got really mad when she found out he moved a girl in there right after. So she destroyed some of his stuff, because she was very upset. She was hurt. Right. And so we brought her here from Colorado and let her stay in our house. And while she was staying here, she wanted to drink alcohol. And because of my father, I didn't want her to drink alcohol in front of my children. So we got into a fight. And she left, and I did not see or hear from her for 5 years. And then one day my mom got the phone call, and I had not talked to her at all during this time, that she had been hit by a car. She was carrying a backpack with her, and she had 2 bags of food where she had gone that day to get some food. But we found out after everything was going on, we found out that she had been homeless at least probably a couple of years. And so my sister was not at all a perfect person, but I think she would be very pleased to know that her name had brought on such a great ministry.
Yes.
And so I had a lot of guilt from our fight, wondering if I had done the right thing. And yeah, I took her death really hard, and so did my mom. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. So I volunteered at a local open door for a little while, but it didn't fulfill that pain I had inside, that I would have wanted to help her. But she never asked me to. So I then, sorry. So my mom and I, she passed away in October 2022. Mm-hmm. And in December, on Christmas Eve, we were heading over to my brother's house, and my mom had made up 4 or 5 bags and said, let's drop them off at the homeless shelter over there in Abilene where she lives. And I said, okay, so let's do that on the way. So we did that, and that was our first time. That was December 2022. Then we decided to start doing that every month. So the first month it was my mom. She made up the bags and we handed them out. So in January we officially named the ministry after what my mom wanted to name it, Broken Hearts Ministry. I started the channel specifically to put content out for the channel. I have reached the level 1 of the monetization for the channel, and I'm just waiting on the level 2 because I've hit the 1-year mark. So I'm starting to lose time as I'm gaining time, and I'm about 250 hours away. But as much as I'm putting forward, I'm also stepping back. So it's really frustrating. But all the money for this ministry goes into the homeless ministry. So my mom and I, we took our pain, because that was her first baby. Gretchen was the oldest. We took our pain and we put it in a ministry because we couldn't help her, but we could help somebody else's father, brother, mother, sister, cousin, friend. Because they're probably not asking their family for help either. So we wanted to be able to help other people. So we started handing out, we would go, she would make up 6 bags and I would make up 6 bags, and we would hand out 12. Now, when we go to the Salvation Army, when we go there, we actually hand out about 30 to 35 bags there because it's a whole homeless shelter. So we do a combination of those things. We do not actually go into the camps. My mom and I, we drive around the streets. There's a lot of them in Abilene. And we've kind of figured out what the telltale signs are. They're usually carrying a backpack. Their clothes are tattered. Their skin is very dark from being out. You can tell. And those signs that people make fun of, and I mean, it's terrible. They make fun of these, but we love those signs because they're asking us specifically for help. And we know exactly who they are. They're identifying themselves. So that homeless sign that they're holding up takes on a whole new meaning when you literally pull it out of your family member's backpack. It's totally different. Going through her stuff that she had on her and everything. And of course, because she was homeless, the lady who hit her did not get any consequences for her actions. They just put it out like she's a vagrant, she's a homeless person, she's, no big deal, nobody or whatever. And so it was really hard, all that. We decided we never did anything about it, even though we kind of felt like they swept it under the rug. But we just figured that wasn't going to be a healthy place to be in. So we started the ministry, and we hand out non-perishable food and toiletries. A lot of the food is, pull tops and things like that. So basically a normal toiletry that we would hand out. This one says man on it because I have some that are for women too. Yeah. Basically, this is a gallon size bag. And we have some socks, wipes. We actually have playing cards, Kleenex, deodorant. This is a toothbrush set right here. Has the toothpaste and everything. At Christmas, I bought a bunch of those sets of the body sprays, and I broke them up and put them in there because they are quite conscious of how they smell, kind of for soap. I'm trying to put this stuff right next to me. Hand sanitizer, shampoo. And I don't see a comb in this one, so now I know I need to, and a razor. So that's what's in the toiletry bags. And then I've started a bag. I'm starting now. We just handed out for September, and I'm now starting bags for October. This is a backpack somebody donated. And in the bag, I have started, somebody gave me a whole thing of devotionals. We also always put a Bible in them.
Yes.
Saltine crackers, peanut butter crackers, some Teddy Grahams, a little thing of juice. Let's see what else is in here. Like Cheez-Its. And these are the crocheted hearts that Beth from B&S Odyssey made. She made up 100 of these. It has a Bible verse on the back of it. And she made these, and so we put these in all the bags.
Oh.
And I haven't finished filling this bag yet. We put, canned meat, so that's Vienna sausages. Then there's some of those little fruit smell things, and I think that's all that's in this bag because I just started filling it up. But we also put like a mission statement, and we put a spiral notebook in there, a pen, and an envelope with a stamp on it so they can write their family. And the little paper says why we put the spiral in there so that hopefully they would write their family and give them another chance. We're basically encouraging them to contact a family member.
Yes.
So, So we also hand out, we have a lady that donates from a local clothes closet. She donates T-shirts, coats, hats, mittens, beanies, blankets, all that kind of stuff. So we hand all that out. We also have a cooler with drinks. And we don't do a whole food plate every month, but we are going to do food for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We're going to have those like takeout containers with like turkey, dressing, yams, roll, and a dessert and drink. So they're going to have a full meal plus snacks and all this other stuff too. So
how
it's
nice.
going to be a packed car. And we're about to start handing out coats. So that's going to be.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep. So that's the kind of stuff that we hand out with the ministry. So.
Wow.
What a blessing.
Do y'all have any questions for me about?
Yes, in chat.
In chat or otherwise.
Right. Our church just had, our pastor is my son, and he started last year. I believe he started in about May of last year pastoring. And that last fall, he said, I want to have a giveaway to help people. And so we did one last year, and we're just a small church, Gail, not a large church at all. And people donated lots of clothing. And the only thing we did not have was baby and children items. So my husband and I went to it's a ministry for abuse victims, and they sell things. And so we purchased children's items. And I even purchased a few stuffed animals because I thought, they were just, children need something.
Yeah, they do.
And so we went ahead and we had that last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we
don't see a lot of kids. Thank God we don't see very much kids. Usually when we do, they're actually at the shelter. I think if they do have kids, they'll probably have them pretty well hidden because they realize CPS is probably going to take them.
Oh, sure.
So,
sure.
If they're seen. So maybe down in the camps they do, but at the shelter we don't see them very often, but occasionally.
Yes.
Very sad stories, very touching. we pray with them, and we talk to them, and I feel like God is leading us sometimes what to say to them. Because, well, one of the stories I remember was a man named Owen, and he was over on the side of the Dollar General. And I thought, oh, Mom, there's a lady over there. So we went around the back, and we came around, and we came to the side. And I was like, oops, that's actually a man, because he had really long hair. And then we got out, and we were talking to him. Charlotte was with us that day. Mom stayed in the vehicle, but she had the window open. And so we stood there and we talked to Owen, and Owen had long blonde hair. Well, come to find out, Owen had been in a band for many years and partied and drank. He didn't mention drugs, but he did say that he drank a lot. And he was telling his story about everything. And it was a very touching story. I could picture him. He was a bass player. He partied. And now all these things that happened over the years were catching up with him. He had a roommate. And I kind of read between the lines that he maybe got drunk and said some mean things to the roommate, and the roommate kicked him out. And I think that's how he ended up being homeless. And I just, God was talking to me that day and telling me what to say. And he was telling me to remind him that he's not alone, and to remind him that he has a future, and that there are still things that he can do. So as I'm telling them these things that God's telling me to tell him, he's crying. This grown man, this tough rocker dude with long hair I brought this man to tears. So we prayed with him, and I still remember him, and I hope we run into him again someday. Somehow we find out that he's turned out okay, but there's always one that touches you every time.
Sure.
There was a kid out there this time. He was in his 20s, and it had been raining. He had no shoes on his feet. You could tell maybe his stuff had gotten wet, and he had a dog with him. My mom actually buys these small bags of dog food and bags them up into quart size to hand out to these. That way, when they're eating, the dog will have food, and they won't have to necessarily give their food to the dog. They'll have some for the dog and for themselves. So she's made up these bags. And anyway, I happen to have some sweatpants. I'm like, oh, I have like 3 pairs of sweatpants. So how many do you want? As many as you'll give me. I said, well, you can have all 3. So I said, I had just washed them the day before, so they're clean. And you could tell it had just rained, and his stuff was wet. And he was probably just like, oh, I'm glad I have something, dry to wear. But he kind of looked up a lot, and it kind of made me think maybe he didn't look straight at your face. It kind of made me think he might have been autistic or something, just because I worked with special needs children. I worked with a lot of autistic kids. He had a lot of the traits of that. Thank you, Tuber Chat, for gifting memberships.
Yes.
That was very Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So it's just every time there's always one. We do have one success story for sure. My mom kept running into this boy named Sam. He was in his 20s. Over and over again, she ran into the same kid multiple times. And it's kind of rare, but it does happen. And he had moved out. He had finally moved in with some friends who had been homeless. So he is officially off the streets as of right now. And they are too. And they are the ones that the lady only had one arm, and she had a baby in a stroller. But she had a husband, but he's been working. So I guess they finally got a place, and I was so happy to hear that, the 3 adults and then 1 baby were all off the street. So that's
Yes. Thank God. That's what
it's not a lot of kids in the stories. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you think is the average age group of homeless people? And I can only speak for Abilene, Texas, because I don't know about everywhere else. Let's see if anybody can venture a guess. What are your guesses? What age range do you think that most of the people are in?
I'm going to say 40.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn?
Well, I saw where she put in they put in 50 plus. I think I'm going to say seniors.
Yeah. The
Oh,
average
just
age, there's a few coming in. Let's wait a couple more minutes.
yeah,
There's a few
yes.
more coming in. When it stops, hello, Heather. Welcome in.
Well, you've had several of your members there.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Tuber chat and
Yeah. Oh,
I can't.
there's
How
so
do you
many.
pronounce that?
Ambi?
Ambi Crafts Threads.
Ambi. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say hello to Jennifer Ocean Homestead,
Jennifer,
and
Twin
Conquest. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Twin Brook Acres is here.
Hi, Rick.
Okay.
And we've got Karen is here, and PJ's Homestead Adventure is
Yes.
here. So I hope we
I
got
know.
everybody.
So the average age in Abilene, Texas is 50 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Are our seniors that
Yeah.
age between working, maybe even being disabled, that age there until you're 65 or whatever, that age in between there, between 50 and 65. So that is, I'm running into what is the best way we can help.
Right.
Well, supporting Broken Hearts Ministry is supporting the ministry. I pretty much list in all my videos all the ways that you can. There is a PayPal account. There is an address to mail any kind of crochet items, extra toothpaste, or whatever you may have accidentally that you could mail. There's an Amazon account set up for the homeless, with
Yes.
items that the homeless can use. Also, anytime you do a super chat or membership or anything, all that money is going back into the ministry. I have videos now of people who've made donations, and say I go to a meetup and they hand me $200. I get back home, I buy the groceries, and then I mention the channel if they want me to, or I say it's anonymous, but pretty much I've shown exactly what I'm getting because I want people to know that their money is going straight into the ministry.
Yes.
So that's
right.
what the videos,
That's right.
That's what the videos are out for. That's the purpose of the channel, is to show. My husband donates his devotionals, but in between that, when I get like, say when I get my first YouTube check, I'm going to say, okay, I got this amount and we ordered on Amazon and this is what we got. Or I went to Walmart, this is what we got. So it's going straight back into the ministry. So there's just
Absolutely right.
how about I bring your channel up?
And also running the playlist. If you don't have money, there's also running the playlist will help me because I'm losing all those hours off the back. So once I get fully monetized, I'll be able to get my my ad revenue for the channel for every video that comes out.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like when you go there, Broken Hearts Ministry.
Yes.
I want to bring that up to the full page here.
But Gail, you said you have a new logo?
Yes, this logo right here was designed by Mickey at Critter Creek.
Oh.
We haven't started putting it on things yet. This is our old logo that I have here, but that's the brand new design from Mickey at Critter Creek.
Oh.
And what a blessing!
I did order some stickers for the Pinecone Fest. Will be the first time I'm handing those out. The only person that has a sticker is Beth at BNS Odyssey, because she had mailed us those cute hearts. So she got the very first sticker, and I have not mailed any more out. So I wanted it to be special, so she knows she got one first.
Oh,
for her nice gift that she sent to the ministry.
And so if you go over to Gail's channel at Broken Hearts, you will see all about what it says here.
Yes.
And I think you got too many S's in your email.
Yeah, I did have a separate email for that one, but that email stopped working. So I'm basically using the same one right now.
Okay.
And as you can see, you have her address. There's a link there, Amazon wish list, PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ways
all
to donate.
donate.
And her PayPal. Yep.
Yes.
And so you're doing great. You have over 1,000, and you have 516 videos. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year.
Wow.
My husband donates his devotionals that he's already doing on his channel. And
Uh-huh.
so he downloads them all onto my computer. And I don't add anything to them because I'm not very good at doing stuff like that on the laptop. I'm more used to it on my phone. So I download straight in to laptop. But as you can see, that picture with the guy in it, that's just pictures from an outing that we did right there. So those are just screenshot pictures of one of the times we went out. We actually did a live from the homeless shelter in Abilene. Hello, Butler Family Farm.
Yes.
There's the lady right there. That's the lady with the baby right there.
Oh.
So these are the people you've been helping.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you see a face, and then it's wow.
Yeah, seeing the faces.
Seeing the face really makes a difference.
That young person. That really.
We do actually have more men than women as well. We get more donations of women's stuff, but we actually need men's stuff more. So it's kind of backwards. But women don't hurt, they don't bother their clothes. I mean, they don't ruin their clothes the way men do. And men also don't donate their clothes at the end. They wear them till they're bad and they throw them away.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. How many veterans have you come across, Gail? How many veterans?
That's a good question.
There's quite a few, even some in wheelchairs.
Wow.
I don't know how in the world you would be homeless with a wheelchair. Right. I have no idea. I do not know how you would be. I just can't even imagine. It's hard enough to get around. I think a lot of them, it's funny because a lot of them stay around where they're going to stay. Some of them stay close to wherever their services are that they use. And Mom and I just come up with this, all this time later. I said, you know what, Mom, I think we need to make an informational sheet to help them out, to tell them what churches can they get food that will actually give food to the homeless. Do they need an ID to get food there, or will they just, blindly hand it out? If there's like a soup kitchen that does like a lunch or something, because they get, the ones that stay in the Salvation Army, they get breakfast and dinner, but not lunch. Of course, the ones that don't stay in the homeless shelter, they're pretty much out all the meals for the whole day. So we try to, there's usually enough food and snacks for about 5 days in the bag. We also put, like this bag right here, we'll also put a bowl, some plastic silverware, like I said, a Bible. So I still have things to add to this bag, but and then I'll add probably some more snacks and things like that, and I'll get the bag pretty well filled up. I might even, sometimes if I have extra socks, I'll put a pair or two of socks in there, just little extra things. People people leave donations on my front porch. So I asked the church, actually just on Sunday, they had left some stuff in a room. So I asked the pastor, I said, is there any way I could use one of the rooms at church to leave some stuff in, like say out of season clothes? Because right now we're about to start handing out winter, but I don't want to necessarily get rid of the summer. So he said, sure. So I went in there and I worked through everything and labeled everything and brought what I wanted for now and left the rest. and I can just kind of do this rotation. And that way my house doesn't look like the Goodwill.
Yes, 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 yes.
Where I'm constantly like sorting through piles of shirts. And I mean, I had a bag. It was so big. It was, I would say it was like you could crawl in there and say happy birthday. It was, the bag was that big. It was huge.
Yeah.
And so I took all the blankets, I rolled them up in a nice, neat row and tied them all to compact them and put them into the bag. And then there was a few that were baby blankets. Now that baby is a rarity. We don't normally see babies. So I took the baby blankets and I actually redonated them to the Open Door, which is a local place. So occasionally I do, if I get something I don't need or that could be for pregnant women, I go and redonate it to the Open Door. And I can go there any time of the day and leave a bag of stuff. And they wash everything. And I mean, I volunteered there for a little while, so I know exactly what they do there and what they need. So I do that sometimes, redonate things. So
that is, boy, I can't even imagine running a mission like that. Do you?
Yeah,
Lynn?
I got a closet that is called my ministry closet, and hubby has built shelves for me. He took a drawer and put legs on it so I could put my toiletry bags, like that one I showed you.
Yeah.
He had some pallet things, and he put shelves up on the thing, and I put like makeup cases and devotionals in a box. And then there's another shelf up above, and there's shelves that go all the way up. So say at the end of the holiday season, last year I bought coloring books that were clearance. And I turned around and saved those coloring books for this year. I put them down in a bag with map colors and a sharpener, and I'm going to hand those out at Christmas this year. They also had the little, the little reindeer ears and things like that. They had all that left. So I bought those on clearance, put those in a box, and I'm going to hand those out at Christmas too. Because, just because they're homeless doesn't mean they don't need some kind of entertainment, like
absolutely.
Like that. Sometimes most of the people do not make me nervous. There are occasionally some that do make me nervous. My mom's actually a little bit more brave than I am, even, because sometimes I'm like, back it up a little. Mom's like, in your family, okay. But anyway, so I guess he has us both there for a reason. I'm more on the shy side. My mom's more outgoing. So, but I would say people think that mostly they're out there because of drugs, but we've only run into probably 5 that we could maybe tell were on drugs. We've talked to some that you could clearly smell alcohol on them, but guess what? We could still have a really decent conversation with them. None of them were like so drunk that you couldn't talk to them. So we still talk to them. Of course, I'm probably a little bit more at ease with that because I had an alcoholic father. So people on alcohol, I can handle that. Most of them are mental. I think a lot of their problems are mental problems.
Sure.
And circumstances.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like their mother passed away, their father passed away, they got put out by a family member, It was a mother. I remember toward the very beginning, there was a lady at a convenience store. She was sitting there with a basket, and she said her and her daughter had a fight and put her out of the house. And she's been out of the house ever since. So
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I know it says in the Bible we're supposed to respect our parents. And I would never, ever put my mother on the street. If I couldn't stand to live with her, I'd make sure she had a roof over her head.
Right.
I have an awesome mother, but some people may have some annoying mothers. I don't know. Mine's great. So I can't understand that, but I'm sure there are some mothers that are hard to live with, but I would never, ever put my mother on the street. We go out once a month, and then sometimes my mom goes out twice a month. because we have a volunteer named Charlotte who lives in the same town with my mom. So sometimes they'll go out when I'm not there.
Okay.
Because once you get 3 people in the car, you've also cut down on your space to put stuff. So sometimes we'll go out with Charlotte, and then she'll go out again with me. So, and then when we go to the Salvation Army, we all go, plus my husband, because there's a lot more people there. There's 30 to 40 people there. So we don't do that as often because, we can't afford to fill that many bags that often, honestly. So we do the best we can, but we are planning to do that in January. We're planning to go back up to the Salvation Army again.
Okay.
We're hoping to have our informational sheets out by then, to start handing out to everybody for all the services in town.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Well,
I can say God is using you, your mother, and Charlotte in a wonderful, wonderful way. What the enemy meant for evil, God's turned it around, and you're doing good.
Thank you.
And I know that it's difficult. I'm sure at times when you think about the person who hit your sister, and no judgment, but you've given her mercy, and that's freed you to go on, hasn't it, Gail? Not holding resentment.
Not holding on to it.
Yeah.
All I ask is that she would remember. That's all I wanted. I want her to just remember what she did, that she did take a valuable person from the world who could have maybe gone on to get better and do things better. And I do believe, though, that my sister, about a month before she passed away, because my mom had power of attorney because she was the only living relative of my sister, right? So my mom was able to get her hospital stuff, and they said that my sister had stayed in the hospital for COVID about 1 month before she passed away. So what I think happened, and what God has kind of put peace over me to believe, is that in that bed, my sister confessed her sins and gave her life back to him. And in that point, she had broke up with her boyfriend, because we talked to him on the phone. His name was Willie. And I believe that's when she broke up with him. And then I think God said, okay, now you got everything going well. We're going to bring you home, because she was brought up in church, even though she did do some bad things along the way. She was brought up in church, and it says if you raise them up,
that's right.
in God, they will come back to you. And I believe that she did come back to him, and I do believe that she is in heaven, and that hopefully God will let her know that her name has gone on to do many, many wonderful things. So many people have been reached because of her.
And that's right. That's right.
Wow. That's your testimony. That's quite a.
It is. It was a painful time. If you were around, if anyone was around my channel at that time, you will see that I did not post videos for a while. And even if I posted videos, I was not in the picture for a while. I wasn't wearing makeup or doing my hair. I was barely getting out of bed. I was very, very upset. I was very, very upset. The guilt, the pain, the shame. There was a long time I didn't even talk about it, because I wondered if people on YouTube would judge me because my sister was homeless, because my sister had done drugs and been in jail, and all her story. And I was like, you know what? That's her history, not mine. I mean, yeah, the pain is there, and these things happened, but that's my story. That's my story. Even if it's not pretty, that's the real story. So
well, and I'm just taken aback, because this is really,
Did you guys hear that my sister had passed away? Had that gotten?
No, I don't think I knew that. Did you?
I did. Yes.
You did? Well, then
I sure did. Yeah, I Southern Living, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the ministry did the channel didn't officially start right away. It happened a few months after. I mean, it happened
Right.
after. But I mean, I've had the channel for a year.
mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've done something wonderful to honor her memory. And did she have children? She didn't have children then.
she had a son named Michael who
Oh,
has just graduated from college in accounting. So
oh.
Wow.
mhm. He
Mhm.
lives in Florida.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
you know,
That wow.
and what's
That
he
would have
going?
made your
Go
sister
ahead.
very proud. That
Oh,
would have
yeah.
made your sister
Oh, I'm
very
sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I think she was kind of estranged from her son as well. So
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, that happens in.
in life,
Mhm.
kind of a stranger from several people. When we were young, we were very close. And my younger sister had a hard time understanding why I was so upset. I said, well, she was in my house and I chose to put her out and choose my stepdaughters over her. It's the guilt is just
Yeah.
like a weight on me. I had to, and the
Right.
best way to get it out was just to help other people. And through helping the others, I heal and I talk about it, because if I held it all in,
Oh,
I would still be upset and I would still be crying. But
right.
through
Right.
helping others and talking about it, I've healed. Because
Yeah.
if you walk around trying to be a perfect person that everybody thinks is so cool, you're never ever going to get all those feelings out. You got to know the real Gail to know that I've had some tragedy in my life. I've had some pain in my life, and I chose to take my pain and turn it into a ministry and try to do something good. This is my first ministry. I've never in my life, I've gone on mission trips and stuff like that. But this is my first ministry that is my own ministry. It's my mom and I's ministry. And,
Mm.
I'm very passionate about it. If I see somebody on the side of the road here local, because I don't carry bags around me because I don't see them very often. But one time I did, and I was like, are you going to be here for a little bit? Let me run back to the house. I'll grab something for you. Just wait right here. I went back.
Yes.
I grabbed a bag of food and a bag of toiletries and a blanket and brought it back and gave him some T-shirts that were in my trunk. And I was like, here. And he was still there. And I was so excited. I was like, look, I got to help somebody today.
Yes.
So,
Every day I think every day, we can say, Lord, who can we touch today? Who can we reach with your love today? And it may be simple, a smile in the store. It may,
Yeah.
I tell you, one time we were out in like Idaho or somewhere, and I guess I smiled at somebody in the line, and she wound up telling me her whole life story. And I like to listen to people. And I think, you probably chat with them too. I noticed the one gentleman he had blood work, and I recognized that from the VA clinic. So some of them do have health care, but there's a lot of veterans who don't know that they can access VA care and be
that's the kind of stuff we want to put on that sheet.
Yes,
and thank you for reminding me of that, because I'm going to see, because I know we have some services in Abilene. So that's a great, thank you for bringing that up, because I'm going to make sure Mom's writing out the information, and then I'm going to type it up and print it, and we're going to hand it to every one of them.
That's
so
great.
Even things like typing paper are things that we have to always have, because I noticed Walmart had some colored sheets on sale, and we actually do the mission statement in colors, but it's not a specific color. It'd be like highlighted colors or pastel. Usually it's pastel colors, but
I know what you mean. I use it for bulletins, so I know what you mean.
Yeah,
that stack of paper you can buy. So if you are Anne, is it too hard to put her channel back up? About page.
Yeah.
And I want to thank our moderators. They are dropping all your links. And Jesse just now dropped the Veterans Administration link. Thank you, Jesse.
www.usgov.gov. .com.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll put that on there.
And today, my cameraman has 2 appointments at the VA hospital. And then I have an appointment. VA sends you out community care and so I have a community care appointment today. Yeah, the about.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or right up there. Yeah. So anyway, right there, I'm sorry, my eyes, I can't see very well, but you see her address, Broken Hearts Ministry, and it's in Breckenridge, Texas. And also there's an Amazon wish list and there's PayPal. So if you'd like to be a part of Gail, helping Gail, there are some links right there.
Yes.
Got the phone number pulled up. Thank you, Jesse.
Yes. Not that all, not that everyone on the course is homeless or veterans, but like you said, I kind of had a feeling seniors were number one group that you see. I just kind of had a feeling. I know there's a lot of homeless vets. Yes.
Yeah. The young ones are actually more rare, and I think it's because they can stay with their parents and friends and stuff. But yeah, those older people, and there's more men than women too. There's definitely, and I think it's also that women also can be taken care of more than men too. So I think that's why. But it just depends. We go through phases. Last time we saw 12 men and 1 woman, but sometimes it'll be almost half and half. It'll be like 7 men and 5 women, or whatever. But this time it was almost extremely men. It was crazy.
And check out Broken Hearts Ministry YouTube page, or yes, I guess that's what we say.
That's our live we did from the Salvation Army there. We did a whole entire live, and our church came up and worked with us that day to see what we were doing.
Oh,
yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, there we are.
There's your husband.
Salvation Army. Yeah.
And he has the devotions on your website, right?
He makes the devotions.
Yes.
And then that's the clothes in the back, and Mom's car has there's our pastor there with the hat on. And then there's so yeah, that's live from the homeless shelter in Abilene, Texas.
Wow.
I know, you have extreme heat, don't you, in the summer? And
it was hot that day. It was very hot that day. Yeah, it was very hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
To think that people live, 24 hours a day
in that heat or the cold in some cold places.
Or it's cold,
I don't know how my sister took Colorado in the winter. I can't even imagine.
No, I can't. I can't either. No.
Yeah, that was our first live ever from the Salvation Army.
How many people were you able to help that day? Do you remember?
I think that day it was 32.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's my mom there with the ponytail at the back of she's wearing the black.
Oh,
too.
What would you like, Gail? What would you like to say about your mother?
My mom, she's great with the ministry. She said that she will do the ministry until the day she dies. So as long as God leaves me on this earth, I will continue to do it. I will do it the rest of my life. Even if all she can do is sit in the vehicle. She said, I will be doing this the rest of my life. That's what she said. And then to make her feel better, I said, I'll keep doing it after you're gone, in case you had ever wondered about that. I'll make my husband go with me.
Yes.
We also have Charlotte too. So Charlotte, I think Charlotte shows up about 10 or 15 minutes into this.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be in there too. That's the pastor's wife there. Yeah, that was a really good day. being able to share it with our church. Last week, we took one of the older ladies with us for a ride along. That's Charlotte right there, talking to
In
that man.
the black top. Yeah.
And the black top too. Yeah, she has the same shirt.
Okay.
But yeah, last week we took one of the ladies with us for a ride along, and she got to go along with us and see what we do and the path we go. And we basically just spot them, and then we have to try to slowly get back to them without having an accident. It can be difficult sometimes. One time we were at we were right on Sells Boulevard in Abilene, and we knew the lady was there, so we worked around to get back to her. And I had the bag already ready for Mom, and it already had the toiletries in it. And I handed it to her, and the person behind us honked at her. And my mom, she said, "Just wait." She was kind of mad.
Right.
And I was actually filming at that time. I didn't know she was going to say that. And then when I got back to the house, I said, "Mom, do you want me to post this video?" And she's like, "Yeah." She said, "Well, it'll probably get some views. Just leave it in." I'm like, "Okay." I asked you, and you said it was okay. But my mom got really mad because that person screamed at her. They yelled at her with the honking the horn. So my mom's a little sassy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, good. She needs a little spark.
Yeah, she's got a little spark, definitely. She is actually going with us to Pinecone Fest this year. She told us she wanted to go, and she is going to be there to represent Broken Hearts Ministry.
Nice.
That's so nice.
Brand new logo shirt that she's wearing to Pinecone Fest this year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wonderful. Right. Absolutely. Oh, Anne, hasn't this been a blessing to learn?
Yes, it's been. Well, I think before we go, I know it's late in the show, but I think we should do this.
Okay.
I know it's getting real close to our lunch hour.
Right. And I did not have a snack. I mean, like per se, but you know what? I made a snack. I made one. Oh. I took myself. Yeah.
Ooh.
Cutie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're real sweet, aren't they? I like those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had. I thought it would be easy. It's easy. I like these because they're so easy to peel, Usually.
Oh, they are.
Except for now, people are watching me. Now it's not so easy to peel.
I know. Okay, everybody. What are you having for snack time? Major, what are you doing right now with snack time?
Hi, Chris.
Oh.
Early babies.
I remember when I used to work at the school as a paraprofessional, and when they had the day with the oranges, we would be opening the oranges for the kids like that whole entire day. And I'd spend the rest of the day bacon toothpaste. Buy your bacon toothpaste on Amazon.
Oh, that was so nasty.
Was it? Did you try it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to picture that.
Cameraman and I are going to. You gave us the bacon toothpaste in my house, and you also gave us a couple sticks of the black gum. So cameraman and I are going to do a video of us taking the bacon challenge.
Bacon flavored toothpaste.
Gail?
I did the cricket challenge.
Ooh.
Whoa. I'm out on that one.
You eat the crunchy chicken. It's crunchy. Let me tell you what crickets taste like. Well, they taste like ashes because they're so tiny that they taste like ashes in your mouth. That's what they taste like.
Ooh.
Like you're eating something out of the barbecue pit. That's what it tastes like to me. So it don't taste like.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So. Ooh. Well, we have bacon, hard-boiled egg, peanut butter M&Ms and coffee. Tetley tea.
Oatmeal.
It's really nice.
That sounds good.
And
Kimberly's having a
oatmeal.
bowl of oatmeal with a banana.
No, thank you. I missed that. Oatmeal with a banana and a cup of coffee and a slice. That sounds really good. Oh, Chris says hubby loved crickets.
Really?
I guess I'd rather take this bait.
You know what was worse than You know what was worse than the crickets? The Vegemite.
Oh, you mean
yes,
like Lucille Ball's Vegemite?
Vegemite, like they put on bread.
Well,
so at first it's okay
in England.
Sorry, Major. Like, oh, this is not bad. And then that aftertaste hit you, and you're like, ugh. I'd rather have more crickets. That's pretty bad.
Major,
I'd rather have more crickets.
We're sorry, Major. Major probably likes it. So we're sorry, Major. We're not used to it here. I've heard that it has a little bit of a moldy taste. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, salty. I just say salty. And the it's just the after effect. The very first initial taste is not bad. It's that back flavor in your mouth afterward. You're like, ooh.
Jesse, you know where my brain went? It went to Lucille Ball when she was drinking the Vegemite and she was trying to do a commercial. And that what that was?
It's not the same.
Huh? Do you remember that?
Not the same Vegemite. Not the same Marmite.
Yeah, it's in a
Marmite. What is Vegemite?
It's like jam. It's like jam.
Yeah, like
it's like a jam or a relish.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good explanation. Like jam.
A Vegemite.
And Major likes Marmite on crumpets.
Okay,
crumpets.
Oh, Jesse would rather eat a spoonful of Tony's hot dust. Oh man, that'll burn your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh no, it won't.
That hot dust.
It's not strong this time.
Huh?
I don't think it's as strong this time.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh.
But I think there's 13 types of peppers in that hot dust.
You must like hot stuff.
Your husband does. Cameraman
our son
does.
Took over. Yeah, mine. But our son went ahead. He's taken over that part of it. So he's been really experimenting and doing all kinds of blends, like with garlic or different blends. So, oh, thank you,
Just on the
thank you,
popcorn.
Jesse.
That would be pretty good.
Right. Gail, we had the Heartland. Oh, come on, Chris. Heartland
rendezvous.
Right, and so we can't sell out of our state, but somebody, if you could get it and you
give it away,
you home, right? But we're not allowed to sell it out. But I'm hoping someday that because it is good, that it can go national. That would be a blessing, right?
Yeah. Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, I heard that y'all went to that. Did y'all have a big meetup with Lazy Days Ahead and your daughter Glenda?
Glenda.
Y'all had like a
and
meetup thing.
Oh, it was a picnic. Yeah, and it was Kentucky woman. Carlene was there, and Teresa Jubilitz was there, and all kinds of different channels were there. It was really neat. So you're going to have a great time at the Pine Cone Fest, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to be staying in our new Palomino camper that we have, and hubby and I will be up on the loft part, and then there's a bench down there next to the restroom, And
Yes.
Mom will be sleeping on that. Oh, I got to tell you my camper story. Y'all want a funny story?
All right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're doing a test run of the Palomino camper. So we're staying out here local and
Okay.
we're testing it because we're about to go to Pinecone Fest and we want to know what's going to happen while we're there. So we're getting ready, right?
Mhm.
So hubby goes into the cab of the truck to do his devotional. And while he's gone doing that, I decide I have to get up and go use the restroom. So it's completely dark in the restroom. There's no light at all. So I'm in there in the bathroom. I go to get up from the bathroom. I accidentally hit the faucet thing of the shower because it's a toilet.
Oh.
I took a shower at 5 a.m. cold water in the dark,
Oh.
fully clothed as a surprise at 5 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
I was cracking up laughing, and my stepdaughter was right next to me, and it didn't even wake her up. And I was loud. I didn't know whether to cry or to laugh.
Right.
And
Or
freezing,
laugh, and you might as well laugh.
and I was panicking, and I didn't know how to make it stop. I was taking a cold shower at 5 a.m., fully clothed in my nightgown. And finally, I get out, and I turn it off, and I'm still laughing, and I shut the door, and there's wet. I mean, you could see how wet I got from all the, anyway, and I'm soaking, and I still don't want to wake her up. So there was like a towel, like a hand towel on the counter. And so I try to dry off some, and I climb up under the covers to try to get warm because I'm freezing now. And, I finally stopped laughing, but I didn't know what to laugh or to cry because it was cold.
Oh my goodness.
What we learned is that we need a light in the bathroom and maybe a towel somewhere on the counter. And he's learned how to turn the heat onto the shower now so that the shower, a toilet bath. Yes, I had a toilet bath. Oh my gosh. It was funny and tragic at the exact same time. It was crazy. But yeah, I had a toilet bath.
So here's the Pinecone Fest.
Right. Have you been here before at the Pinecone Fest?
This is our second year for Pinecone Fest.
That's what I thought it was.
And this is their third year, but I didn't find out about it the first year. So we went last year was our first year to Pinecone Fest. This is our second year. We got the Palomino camper to be able to go around to these meetups and stay. So we have Pinecone Fest booked, but we also have the Ozark meetup booked that happens in June, and that one's being hosted by Simply Jan Homestead and Gail Southern Living, and that one's in Missouri. I am actually co-hosting my first meetup.
Wow,
this year.
That's exciting.
Yeah. She was doing it with Stephen from Backwoods Misfit, and he had to bow out for whatever reason. I don't know. And so I asked her, I said, hey, can I co-host with you? I asked her, and she's like, sure. So that'll be really fun. We're looking forward to that.
Bull Shoals Park in Missouri.
Yeah, the Ozark meetup. Yes. Well, I know there was, I think it's the Ozark, not sure, but Glenda from Grace and Fire and Ann and I, we really wanted to be there, didn't we? We talked about it. I think it's Pinecone Fest, but it is it was one of them because we could drive there. It's like 10 hours, but we could drive there. So I can't remember which one, but our heart is with you all.
Mount Vernon, Texas. And then the Ozark meetup is like Pittsburgh, Missouri, I believe, by the Pomme de Terre State Park.
Yes.
So you'll stay in the state park then.
I'll be staying in the state park. The first year we went to the Ozark meetup, we stayed in a cabin that wasn't in the state park, but it was on the lake. So we would just drive the 10 minutes and we stayed in a cabin and nobody else was over there. It was just us. But now we have the Palomino camper. So anytime there's a place with an RV spot, we'll be staying in that now. So, and usually there'll just be two of us in there. But this time at Pinecone Fest, we're going to be a little cramped because Mom's going to be there too. So, but it'll be okay.
well in my house. Oh, sorry. I have a fan that was holding my door shut, and I think my fan fell over just now.
All over.
That was that crash. It's all fine. It's just our old fan fell over.
Yeah.
Well, this has been wonderful today, Gail, having you here today and talking about your ministry and hearing about your sister. And
Yes.
You just never know how or when God's going to be able to use us,
Right.
But you were open to this, and so here you are. And I think it's great. You're going to you'll reap great rewards for it too.
Yeah.
Every time you give away, anytime you're a giver, I mean, I like to receive too, but it's so much more meaning when you give away stuff.
It is. It
and
touches your heart.
Yeah.
And you hand them a sack lunch and they say, I was hungry. And the very first thing they do is pull it out and start eating. When they eat before you've even left with your vehicle, you know they were actually hungry.
Yes.
You actually helped them. And that touches our heart that we know we put some food in their belly today, at least.
Well, it's wonderful. So everybody's going to have to check out Gail's channel, which is the, her channel here. So,
and Gail's Southern
Broken
Living
Hearts
also.
Ministry, huh?
Right.
She's got several
Broken Hearts
channels.
Ministry.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And Coupon Gail.
Yeah.
I haven't really posted anything on Coupon Gail, but
I heard you say that.
I have it still out there as a backup in case I ever, in case I ever do anything that makes YouTube mad, I can change the name and just keep going. And it has 1,000 subscribers on it already, so I don't want to just delete it. That would be silly. So it's my backup channel.
Right.
And I'm just going to post a little coupon video on there every once in a while just to keep it active, just in case I ever need it for any reason.
But then you have your Gail Southern Living channel. And so
and Jesse just dropped the link. Thank you, Jesse.
I saw that.
Gail, I want to show you.
Oh, great. Praying for your mama. Let's see.
Conquest Mama is praying for your ministry, Gail.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. Gail Southern Living.
We pray every time we go out that he'll put somebody in our path and that he'll keep us safe, because sometimes when we're trying to make turns to try to get to people, it can be it can be a little bit dangerous. So
sure. Sure.
We got to be careful.
Yes.
There.
Yeah. You need wisdom, God's wisdom, who you minister to and how you minister to them. You have to. You have to have it surrounded with prayer.
Right.
Yeah.
Surrounded with prayer.
And we have to do that all the time anyhow, right?
Yeah, we really should pray before we leave the house every day, because you never know
really.
What happens.
Yes. I always say angels round about our car.
Right. That's Gail, and when I'm with Ann, or cameraman and I are with Ann, or cameraman and I go somewhere, we always just thank the angels that they're round about us and keep us safe. And
because you never know,
it's something that's done. Right. We've done for a lot of years.
And one time, do you remember, Lynn, that accident that could have been, but we passed through? I think we passed through a car, or they passed through us.
The car passed through us, but it was miraculous.
We should have been.
And we kept. Killed. I mean, we pulled over. It shook us up, but So God can do.
He'll slow you down. You're like, oh, everything's going wrong. I can't find my keys. I just spilled something on my shirt. This and this and this are happening. God is trying to slow you down for a reason. He's trying to help you avoid another.
I believe in that. I believe that's true.
Whatever, but I know God has saved my life so many times. So now I try to thank him for the delays, because the delays are sometimes what's keeping you alive.
It's true.
Absolutely. Like,
saying, slow down, slow down. You're not supposed to be going this fast. You won't get in that accident if you'll just slow down right now. I'm trying to slow you down. And so I try to thank him for the slowdowns because I know he's doing that.
absolutely. Well, like the car that honked at you, God could have been using you and your mother to slow that car down, right? Because he didn't know what was ahead.
And maybe after
what was ahead down the road,
and realize what we were doing, maybe that touched him. After he did it, he's like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have honked." They weren't trying to be talkative; they were just trying to
not done it.
And give food to this lady at the corner. So maybe he did.
Right,
he told them,
that's right.
Hey, they're just trying to help someone. Stop being so impatient. If you're 5 minutes to let go,
could have saved his life.
Yeah, they were probably late for work. Maybe they weren't even going anywhere. Maybe they didn't have any reason to be impatient.
Right. So,
that's right.
Well, Gail, it's been great having you on today. Right, Lynn? It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Just wonderful.
Thank you so
And anytime you want to come back and talk about, if you want to come back and talk about the ministry again, or your Gail Southern Living, or Coupon Gail makes a video.
Yeah.
And but let us know. You know how to email us.
I do.
So
thank you guys for
you're welcome. So we just want everybody to go and check out Broken Hearts Ministry, and make sure you've hit that little notification bell, and that way you won't miss a video. So Gail, we'll say goodbye to you. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Did I say one thing?
Yeah.
A lot of people in our economy don't have the extra finances to give Gail, but they can pray.
Or run they can help. They can run the playlist to help the watch time, because that's helpful too. Because if I get that 250 hours, I'll get the ad revenue, which isn't a lot. Okay. It's just like a little bit of cents on the videos, but still, eventually, you want to go ahead and reach that last
going
level.
into the ministry.
Every little 60 cents is helping. So.
All righty.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see you anytime you want to come back. Just let us know.
Thank you.
We'd be happy to have you. So
thank you.
Well, bye, everybody say goodbye to Gail. We'll give her a couple granny kisses. And we'll see you soon. Oh, there she went. Oh, wasn't that wonderful?
Wonderful.
It really was. I mean,
I really need to blow my nose, because I was crying, and I'm still kind of got that weepy. So it touched our lives, and her mother and Charlotte are touching other lives. So it's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
Our moderators, they're just the best.
Yes.
You guys have been dropping links like boom, 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 boom. And it's wonderful.
So anyhow, everybody just come back next Wednesday, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, if you'd like to be a guest, if they want to be a guest, how do they contact us?
Right there.
And Major, we need your email. Your address.
Mailing address. Mailing address.
Because last week in our live, we had super chats to help get Major one of our mugs. He's been
it's the shipping, so we gotta help with our shipping.
The mugs
shipping for the Major.
Yeah, that's what they did last week, and thank you for those that gave. We had several super chats for that.
We did.
So and if you'd like to be a guest next week, please email us.
Yep. Right. Lynn, 1740. What?
Well, I like the way Ann Dale, how she does it for Lazy Days Ahead. It's really the official, but I'll try to do like the official Ann Lynn show. Email at Lynn Ann 1740@gmail.com. That's
Very good. Very good. Very good. Well,
Thank
we'll
you,
see you
Mary.
next week. Same time next week. Are you ready,
We'll
Granny?
be here.
Kiss out? Okay.
I'm ready, Granny.
Okay, let's do it.
Mwah. Oh,
Mwah.
mwah.
Ah,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye, everyone.